from the chapter 2, third part, digestion of food in human being. Watch it. My dear students of class 7, I am going to present here a new video for you from the chapter 2. Here I am going to describe about the human digestive system, its structure and function. Now before going in details, let me tell you about the importance of food and how does it get digested. As we are discussing here the digestive system, we need to know about how it get digested and why it get digested in the body. Now human body needs energy to do work, and this energy is obtained from the food that we take from the external medium. Now what is food? It is the outside raw material that provides us energy. Now food is generally complex in nature that has to be broken into simpler and soluble molecules, otherwise it cannot be taken by the body. Now what changes this food into simpler form? That is the digestive enzyme present in our body. The digestive enzyme present in our body secreted by various digestive glands generally break the food into simpler form, as the food that we absorb is always in the complex form. So this complex food, after breaking down in the body, is absorbed by the body cells, and the unabsorbed food, that is the which is not needed by the body, is thrown out as feces or fecal matter. Now let me discuss about the human digestive system in details and its structure and function. The digestive system of human being contains various organs and digestive glands. Now let me tell you about the digestive organs. Now digestive organs are starting from the buccal cavity, that is the oral cavity, then food pipe, stomach, small intestine, thereafter large intestine, rectum and anus. Now the alimentary canal is the part from the food pipe or esophagus to the anus, which is nearly 9 meters long. And the digestive glands associated with digestions are salivary gland, liver and pancreas. Other than these three glands, there are two more glands, that is the gastric gland present on the wall of the stomach and the intestinal gland present in the small intestine, that also helps in digestion of components of food. Now salivary glands are present in our oral cavity or mouth, which are three pairs. They generally releases saliva. The salivary gland contains one enzyme called salivary amylase or simply amylase. Or liver that secrete bile. Bile is a juice, not an enzyme. Bile is the juice that contain alkaline medium, and this bile, which is alkaline in nature, converts the food, acidic food coming from the stomach to the intestine, into basic in nature. Next come the pancreatic juices, which are released from pancreas, which are pancreatic enzymes collectively known as. They release various type of pancreatic enzyme like pancreatic amylase, then trypsin, pancreatic lipase. So other than these three enzymes, there are many other enzymes released from the intestinal gland as well as the gastric gland. Now let me tell you about the digestion of food in the human being and the structure of the digestive system. So the next topic is the steps of digestion. The various steps involved in the process of digestion are ingestion, which is the intake of food in the mouth. Now this involves chewing, swallowing in the mouth. Now in the mouth, the food is chewed by the teeth, and after chewing, the food is digested. Generally, the digestion of carbohydrate takes place in the oral cavity or in the mouth cavity by the salivary gland present in the mouth that secrete the salivary amylase or simply amylase that digests the carbohydrate. So carbohydrate is digested in the oral cavity. So after the digestion of carbohydrate in the oral cavity, after chewing, it is swallowed. Now there is no role of digestion of the food in the esophagus. So esophagus only passes the food down in the stomach. So esophagus is the passage that passes the food down in the stomach. Now, the role of stomach. Stomach contains hydrochloric acid that makes the food acidic, and the wall of the stomach contains some gastric gland that helps in the release of the enzyme that is called pepsin. The pepsin is a protein digesting enzyme that digests the protein present in the food. Now the food after digestion in the stomach, here the food actually undergoes churning. Churning means the mixing of the food with the the mixing of the food with the next topic is the role of tongue in digestion of food. Now the tongue helps in various ways in the digestion of food, like it helps in the mixing of the saliva with the food, it helps in swallowing the food, it also helps in the tasting of the food. Now we know that we have 4 basic tastes which we feel through our taste bud. They are sour, bitter, sweet and salty. Now how do these taste felt by us? These are generally done by the taste bud located in the tongue. Now you can see the location of the taste for the various type of taste. There are various taste bud. The bitter, which is located in the upper side of the tongue, then the sour, salty and the sweet. So these are the 4 basic tastes which we can taste through our taste bud. So you can just learn the location of the various type of taste which is tasted by the taste bud and that detect the different type of taste present in our food. So children, here are the steps of digestion. The various steps of digestion are ingestion, digestion, absorption, reabsorption and assimilation as well as egestion. Now what happens in the mouth? Generally our mouth helps in chewing and swallowing the food. In the mouth, the food is chewed by the teeth present in our mouth, and then after chewing, the food is acted upon by the digestive enzyme released by the salivary gland. We generally digest our carbohydrate component of the food by the action of the enzyme salivary amylase. After the food is acted upon by salivary amylase, it passes to the esophagus by the process of swallowing, and after the food is swallowed in the esophagus passes the food down in the stomach. Now esophagus has no role in the digestion of any food component because esophagus lacks any digestive enzyme. Now after the food passes in the stomach, there the protein present in the food is digested by the enzyme released from the gland which are present on the wall of the stomach, generally the protein digesting enzyme which is the pepsin, which is released from the gastric gland present in the stomach. Then after the food is churned in the stomach, churning means the mixing of the food with the help of hydrochloric acid and the enzymes present in the gastric gland that is released in the stomach, as well as the mucus present in the stomach also help in lubrication of the food. Now the food is totally converted into a paste of semi-solid paste which is called a chyme. Now this chyme passes down in the small intestine. So the food in the stomach passes down in the small intestine, and here in the small intestine the digestion of all the components of food take place. So all the components of the food is digested in the small intestine by the action of the enzyme coming from the pancreas as well as the enzyme present in the intestinal gland. So in the small intestine, after digestion of all the component of food, the absorption of the food takes place by the villi. Now villi, what are villi? Villi are the finger-like projections present on the wall of the small intestine. Now these villi are very thin. This is just a 1 cell thick. Now the singular of the villi is called villus. V-I-L-L-U-S, villus. Now this villi increase the surface area for the absorption process. Villi actually contain blood vessels. Now the digested food passes through the thin wall of this blood vessel and enter in the bloodstream. And these absorb nutrient which is absorbed by the small intestine is taken by the cells of the body, by the blood, and the energy from the food is produced in the cell. That I already told you in the beginning of the video. Now the excess nutrient present in the food is stored in the body until they are needed. Next come assimilation. The incorporation of the absorbed nutrient into the cell component is called assimilation. Now after assimilation takes place, now what about large intestine? Large intestine actually reabsorb some of the water present in the food, certain drugs and salts. So after the reabsorption takes place in the large intestine, the unwanted food passes to the rectum where it is stored temporarily. After the storage of the undigested food in the rectum, the solid waste, which is called fecal matter, leaves the body through the anus. Now this process of throwing out the solid waste out of the body is called egestion. So these are the various steps of digestion of food in the digestive system, which is called the alimentary canal. So now look at the structure of the human digestive system. So students, here is the human digestive system. You can see right from the mouth to the anus. This is the total alimentary canal having many organs and glands related to digestion. So my dear students, hope you understood the topic about the digestion of food in the alimentary canal. To know more about the other parts of this chapter, you have to subscribe my channel, and if you like this video, then please do put a big like, and please share the videos with more and more of your friends so that everybody get benefited. Thanks for watching. Stay safe, stay happy. Bye bye.